Great Rising Team. Great Rising Team. Let's see what year. Perfect. Hope everyone is having a great morning so far and a great week so far. As always, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Anything you guys want me to talk about, explain, let me know. Any specific pairs you guys want me to go over, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. I'm gonna give everybody till 7:35. Bear with me. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Again, guys, any questions, let me know. We're going to go through these pairs one by one, see which ones are left for the day, see which ones we could trade. If there's something that's still tradable, we'll keep an eye on it. And if not, then you guys already know the drill. We'll calculate STP with every single pair, right? So AU 41 minus 33%, 27 pips. 27 pips, we've done like 13. 20 pips flat, okay. We'll keep an eye on AU. ACAD, we still have that gap that hasn't been filled. I'm going to turn this one off for now. We're just in the zone of consolidation. EA, we're still in the zone of consolidation. It respected the engulfing candle last night, so I was up for this trade. What I didn't like was a 30-minute time frame. This took about 2.5, almost 3 hours for price to kind of print all of this down here. And we were a little too close to comfort. We went all the way to the bottom of the engulfing candle. We missed the stop loss, so it would have worked out, right? But let's go down to the 5-minute. Let's see if the 5-minute would have given us anything simple, right? And engulfing, or even the 15, let's see. Nothing on the 15, nothing on the 30. On the 5-minute, we had a red, green here. But that red candle didn't have a top or a bottom wick, so it wouldn't have been a valid engulfing candle. And then on the 1-minute time frame, right, 1-minute time frame, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, and then the break of structure that gave us the inducement. So even on the 1-minute, would have been a little bit trashy, right? All we really had was 30-minute. You know, I wish we would have had the EMAs a little bit better again. If this wouldn't have been a zone of consolidation, it would have been a lot better. It would have been, I would have felt more comfortable taking this position as the engulfing candle if this would have been just a simple, if we would have been trading with the trend first and foremost, right? We still know we're trading lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? If we would have been in a trend instead of a counter trend and instead of being inside a zone of consolidation, I would have felt a lot more comfortable looking at this trade and just staying on the 30-minute and looking at the 30-minute candles and how they're printing, right? We had two exhaustion candles. Could have been an aggressive entry, right? That happened at 9 p.m. So, we'll take this one with a grain of salt. But EA already gave us the move for the day that we wanted to see, so we'll turn that off. EuroCAD, we're in peak high territory, so I'm not going to be trading EuroCAD. Euro USD gave us the change of character. I'll be waiting for the break of structure before looking to take any trades back to the top side. Break above the 800 EMA as well. So right now, Euro USD, I'm not going to be trading it. GA, we're in peak high territory and we're also just in a zone of consolidation, so I'm not going to be trading that. GCAD, still in this little zone of consolidation. We have 2 days of rise on the third day, which is today. Market opened, gave us that third day push, gave us another daily high at the beginning or at the end of Asia going into London session, pretty much. We'll keep this one on for now. Right, GJ already hit ADR. As you can see, I already had this turned off from last night. I was looking at the pairs and I'm like, yep, this is already done. GU, pretty similar to EU, right? The only difference is that EU has a little change of character to the top side. This one gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, and then gave us a lower low. Change of character down here, right? I do like the fact that we're above the 800. I do like the fact that we're seeing the 50 cross above the 200, right? What I would want to see now for today, this is the type of pair where I would let this go today. I'll let price give me that second day of rise and we'll be capturing and we'll take the opportunity for a 372. However, again, we're moving counter trend. It gave us a lower low, lower high, lower low change of character, right? Once it already gives me that lower low, this now turns into what could have been a high probability trade into a low probability trade, right? It doesn't matter what we see with the EMAs. It doesn't matter what we see within, lower time frame, or we see higher highs and higher lows. It doesn't matter, right? Right now, market structure is king. The fact that we're still on a downtrend, could this be lower low, lower high, lower low? Could this be a lower high where price already rejected these highs again today and then starts that push back down to the bottom? Absolutely. Right, so we want to be super careful, and we could already see how this is trapping traders, right? All the traders who think this is going to be a simple, internal higher low, higher high, higher low, if you had your stop losses at these lows already, you're done. Your stop loss was hit. You thought you were good for a few, for 2-3 hours, you thought you were good. Price comes down and hits your stop loss. Right, so GU, we'll be patient with it. We'll let price develop a little bit more. If it gives us a second day of rise, we'll take the third day tomorrow. I'm in no rush to take that. NZD USD, I haven't really updated this chart, but we had a change of character, break of structure, retest, continuation, lower low, lower high, then price gave us a lower low. So we're still trading between these lower highs here and these lower lows all the way down here. Price gave us the lower high point. Let's calculate STP real quick. Should be about 28 pips or so. 40 minus 33% is 26. We're already at the low of the day, so this isn't really going to give us an opportunity anyway. Let's see if we have something on the higher time frame. We could possibly be looking for a pullback. It gave us an engulfing candle here, gave us a retest at 1 in the morning. So if you were up and took this trade, let's see if we had an engulfing candle though. Let's see if it was valid. No top wick on this one, so it's not a valid one. right? And it missed the retest anyway by literally a fraction of a pip. We'll keep NZD USD on for now. US 30, we have 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, the market must move sideways or go down. Right now, we're still moving sideways on US 30. At 6:30, we had a crazy candle going both ways. So again, goes back into what I was talking about yesterday, right? If you're in a US 30 trade before 9:30 a.m., you're more than likely going to get hit out. More than likely, right? If you were in a trade yesterday before 9:30, right? Straight to stop loss. Doesn't matter where you were going. This one candlestick went both ways, printing 300 pips. So it doesn't matter what direction you were going in. If you thought price was just going to continue this uptrend push, boom, straight to stop loss. If you thought that this push to the bottom was going to be that engulfing candle, the rejections for price to continue that push to the bottom, and you got into sell positions, boom, straight to stop loss, right? If you got into a trade at any moment before 6:30 in the morning today on US 30, straight to stop loss. One candle, again, one candle made 140 pips, going both ways. It doesn't matter what direction you were trading in. Your stop loss was hit going long and your stop loss was hit going short, right? So we want to be careful. US 30 is one of those pairs where again, I treat US 30 with the highest form of respect there is, right? If I don't see something that's crystal clear, I'm not taking it, right? Even though we have 3 days of rise. Oh, 3 days of rise, price has to go down or move sideways, yes, but there's other rules tied into it. We have gaps in the market. We had a gap yesterday. We have a gap today. Gaps in the market reset the trend. Yes, even though we have inducement to the highs and this is technically looking like price wants to continue a push to the downside, why am I still questioning the moves that price is going to do is because of the gaps. Since we have gaps in the market, and again, gaps reset the trend in the market, could price continue this push to the top side? Absolutely. Right? And again, let me go into the chat real quick. Yo, love you too. Good morning. What's up, Albert? Why should it be okay for the 50 to cross the 200? I thought prices was a bounce off the 200. I think that was a high impact news. 300%. Yeah, yesterday there was news. Obviously, there's a lot of news going on this week too with oil and going into war with Greenland and a whole bunch of other countries wanting to get a piece of the pie. So, it's not out of the ordinary for price to move the way it's been reacting. To answer your question, when you're in an uptrend, right? Yes, even though we're in level 2, right? In level 1, level 3, you want to see price bounce off the 50 EMA. In level 2, you want to see price bounce off the 200 EMA, right? In this case for NZD USD, where are we? Right? We're in level 3. We're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. However, when you know you're starting a trend, whether it's an uptrend or a downtrend, you want to see the 50 and the 200 cross, right? Specifically speaking, you would want to see the 50 cross below. If you're on a downtrend, you would want to see the 50 cross below the 200, right? But obviously, you would want to see price bounce off. Again, in level 3, you want to see price bounce off the 50 EMA, which in this case, right now on NZD USD on the daily time frame, that's exactly what we're doing, right? On the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, same thing. You want to see price bounce off or around the 50 EMA, and we've been doing that. We did it here, we did it here, and we did it here. You go to the 30-minute time frame, right? Right now, the 50 is crossing above the 200. We're in a downtrend. That's not what I want to see, right? On a downtrend, I want to see the 50 cross below the 200 like it did last week on Wednesday, right? So once it crossed below, we got the bounce off the 50 to then continue. So that's what we're pretty much looking at, and that's why I was saying with this pair specifically as well, very similar to GU. This isn't already just based on where we're at. We're already at the low of the day. The moves pretty much happened during the end of the beginning of Asia going into the end of Asia going into London, right? At this point, I'm not expecting any more trades to be taken on NZD USD. Right? So either price is going to respect these lows, which is pretty much these lows over here, right? And this is where price is going to do something like this, or this is where price is going to give us the break, the retest, to then continue down into these lows over here. Again, I only have one monitor, so bear with me, guys. And that should be, great call, right? Let's see the news today. We have CPI at 8:30, so in less than an hour, we'll have some news coming in. But a 300 pip candle on US 30, especially like I was saying yesterday and how I said on Sunday during the weekly market breakdown, is nothing out of the ordinary. We know what's going to happen, right? USD CAD is just moving sideways, as I've been saying for the last couple of weeks. USD CAD, USD ZAR, both pairs I'm not going to be trading. USD ZAR already hit ADR for the day, right? Gold giving us an internal shoulder head shoulders, so gonna be patient with this one. Same thing, 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, the market must move sideways or go down, and right now we're just moving sideways. Again, very similar to US 30, we have gaps in the market. Gaps in the market reset the trend. So technically speaking, could price continue these uptrend pushes? Absolutely. Am I expecting it? Not something I'm expecting. Why? Because we're already at the daily highs, we're at the 4-hour highs. We made new higher highs on every single time frame. I'm expecting a pullback. I'm expecting price to give us a higher high, higher low. I'm expecting the trend to continue. Now, on the daily time frame, price still hasn't given us a clean break of these highs. On the 4-hour time frame, we did. Right, on the 4-hour time frame, we're now trading between higher high, higher low, and higher high. After a higher high is made, what are we looking for? A higher low. We're looking for a pullback. But again, at this moment, looking at the 30-minute, how price is moving, it gave us a little internal shoulder head shoulder. Before I even consider taking short positions on gold, I need to see price break below the lows. A shoulder head shoulder is only valid, right? Whether it's a downtrend, a bullish or a bearish shoulder head shoulder, it's only valid if you get the break of the lows. So anybody who's getting into a trade on gold now going short, you're way too early. You're way too early. You want to be patient, right? So gold will keep this on for the day. Continue to look at it. Bitcoin again is one that I'm not trading, but STP has already been hit for the day, so we'll skip over that. And then US oil, again, 3 days of rise. We have gaps in the market. These gaps in the market reset the trend, and that's why we continue to see price push up to the top side. Right, we had the change of character to the top side, we had the break of structure, we had the retest, we had the continuation. We know that oil overall is in a downtrend, but we're trading at the lows. We're back at the daily lows and the 4-hour lows. Price gave us an inducement, turned around, gave us a change of character, break of structure, and now we're continuing that push to the top side. Just a little pullback. Right now for oil, this is most likely going to be a little daily time frame, 4-hour time frame pullback, right? On the 4-hour time frame specifically, where could I be looking for this pullback to happen? Somewhere in this area. Now you go to the daily time frame, that's the 200 EMA. Be super close to the 200 EMA. Right? So as we see price continuing to climb on oil, we'll see the EMA start dropping little by little, and that's where we'll be looking as a point of interest to start looking for another trade going short on US oil. So we'll be patient with it. STP has already been hit for the day. ADR is about to be hit for oil. So right now the only pairs that are really left for us, and again we have news at 8:30, so not expecting too much, but we'll see what happens. AUD USD, GCAD I just kept this on, but again the fact that we're already in a zone of consolidation, price has tapped into these highs multiple times already. I'm not expecting entries to be given on GCAD, but we'll continue to look at it. NZD USD again is already at these lows. Not expecting anything too crazy, but we'll continue to look at it since STP hasn't been hit. US 30, same thing. At this point, we just gotta wait for news to happen, and we gotta wait for the 9:30 market to open. Before that, I can't really look for an entry on US 30, and again, specifically because of the situations that we have going on worldwide, it is not wise to take a trade before 9:30. Once again, you look at the previous 2-3 weeks, you look at the candles that print at 9:30, you already know it's an expensive loss if you try to take a trade. And then gold faking out the traders thinking that this was an engulfing candle, straight to stop loss on the next candle. Right? And again, this is why you have to wait for the valid confirmations before you take a trade. Any questions, guys? Let me know. Anything you guys want me to go over? Any specific pairs you guys want me to look at and explain? Let me know. If not, we're pretty much gonna wait for the 8:30 news to hit, and then after 8:30, we'll see what's left and we'll see what we could do. S&P, or you love S&P, huh? Yo, S&P, same thing as US 30, man. Same shit. Same shit. We're in the highest point in the market. We're at a higher high. Take a look. Oh, we don't even got the 4 hour, right? 4 hour, we pretty much made the same thing. Right, we have higher high, higher low into these higher highs over here. Right, because we never got a really valid break to these highs, and we're not going to say that this is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high on the 4 hour, right? All of this is part of the same trend from here all the way to the top side, right? So this is the 4 hour trend that we're in, higher high, higher low, into these higher highs. 30-minute time frame, still on an uptrend. Right, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, higher low, then price gave us a higher high up here. Did it give us a valid break? It did. It did give us a valid break here. Pretty much still looking to see, alright, is price gonna give us once again higher high into a higher low to continue into a higher high, which is pretty much similar to what we're seeing on US 30. A lot of traders guaranteed are already in this trade as well, looking at this as a flag post pattern where price gives you a clean break to the top side with no red candles, gives you a pullback between the 23.6 and the 38.2 fib retracement, which we will see here, right? And this is where a lot of traders would start taking their trades in between the 23.6 and the 38.2, right? So when we're looking at it at face value, just based on what we're seeing on the charts, it does look like price wants to continue this uptrend push. We also had one day of rise on Friday, second day of rise on Monday. Could we be looking for a 372 for today? Could be looking for it. We'll be patient with it. Again, it doesn't seem likely, but we'll keep an eye on it. Can we get a short one-on-one on Thursday? My network is terrible today. On Thursday, yeah, let me know. DM me on Discord. DM me on Discord what time works best for you on Thursday. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. We got news at 8:30. I'll be back before that. Give me 1 minute. Any questions, let me know in the chat.
Yo, what do I have my yo? Mhm.
Yo, I'm back. My bad. Uh,
Oh, good.
Albert, what's happening with the course? Tell Eric we wish him a happy new year. Got you. Not sure what's happening with the course, Albert. To be honest with you, um, really just a whole bunch of time to have to do that. It's still something we're doing, but I don't have a time frame on when we'll finish it. It's good. Eat Kendall,
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
chillin', man, chillin'.
All you can do is you. I dozed off for like an hour and a half.
Got news in 2 minutes now.
I'm so glad I did not take that fucking EA trade, man. Straight to, well, yeah, straight to stop off. That shit went, it missed FCT by like 2, 3 pips.
What today?
Yeah. And we missed the EMA as well. And I had still missed. I'm,
Damn, that shit
I'm
missed STP by literally 1 pip.
yeah.
But again, if you were to take this trade again, it's more of the area where you're supposed to take your profits in. Because again, I'll ask you the same question from last week. We're in a,
And
we're in a zone of consolidation,
yeah,
right? So what does that mean with STP?
SCP is nice guaranteed to get hit.
There you go. So then the next things you just gotta look at is okay, where could price give you the pullback to then turn back around or give you a fake up. So again, if
Yeah.
you would have just taken this trade, you just gotta babysit it and be like, okay, cool, we've already reached, first and foremost, the last previous break, the last green candle before the push down to the bottom. Did we do that? Yes. Right? Did we retest any of the EMAs that were there? Yes. We went above the 50 and we went above the 200. Price gave you a retest of the last previous breaks. It gave you exhaustion candles. Wouldn't have been a bad trade.
Yeah, exactly. It's just still having to do all that. Like, brother, I'd rather just place my trade, go about my day.
Absolutely. That's why you've heard me say this for the last 2 years, bro. Zones of consolidation, I'm okay.
Yeah, well,
Again, unless it's a trade that I'm taking anywhere between 6 in the morning till 10:30 in the morning when I know I'm gonna be on my charts, I'm not taking a trade in a zone of consolidation before bed. There's no way. I'm okay. We already know the behaviors of this. Then boom, fucking 8:30 hit straight to stop loss. It's not even 8:30
well,
yet, is it? Oh yeah, it is. My computer's a couple seconds off.
straight to stop off.
Straight to
Oh my
stop loss.
God, that's anal.
So again, it's just once again being able to see these things before it happens just makes trading so much more simpler, man.
Uh-huh.
So much more simpler. So let's look at this. So AU, right? Exactly what I was saying this morning. If you were to taken this trade on AU, thinking that this is an internal shoulder head shoulder, you got the break, and you think you're gonna go straight to profit to the bottom side,
Straight to
wrong.
stop.
Straight to stop loss. Let's go
Got
look
that
at
gap.
GCAD. GCAD's still at the top, not really doing anything. Let's look at NZD/USD. Right, NU, same thing. If you thought you were missing out on a trade and you got into the trade now and you were like, oh, this is going to continue to push to the bottom side. We fucking drew this out before news, yo. We already know what's going to happen before it happens. Straight to stop loss if you would have taken this trade. Gotta wait for the valid breaks. NZD/USD is already done. GCAD didn't do anything. US 30, same thing, yo. If you got into the trade before 8:30 and you thought you were gonna get into a good position because you saw exhaustion candles and then you saw these pushes to the downside, you take this trade going short, boom, straight to stop loss. But straight to stop loss. It wasn't even like it gave you an opportunity. Nah, straight to fucking stop loss. And then gold, same thing. Same shit with gold. If you were looking at this a little bit earlier when we first turned the stream on at 6:37 a.m., and you thought, oh look, shoulder head shoulder, we're gonna get into this trade going short. Straight to fucking stop loss. Market makers don't give a fuck about you and your shoulder head shoulders. You don't even know what you're looking at. Alright, so we still got a little bit of time left. We still got about an hour to see what's gonna happen. Got a gap on the
Mm-hmm.
30-minute time frame on US 30.
Yeah.
We're back at the highs. Just gotta wait and see now if price wants to slow down a little bit. Then we could catch a potential reversal on US 30 going back down. That'll be given on the 1 minute, 5 minute time frame. What type of mic are you and Kendall using? I think Kendall's just using his phone mic, it sounds like.
Yeah.
But I'm using Astro A40s, the headphones. Think about it, this guy's trading in his bed, tucked in, cozy. He warm right now, and the weather outside is 20 degrees, bro.
About 20 degrees, bro. Nah, the sunset look kind of nice. I ain't gonna lie.
Sunset.
Yeah.
Sunrise?
Man, you know what I meant, man.
Nah, bro. Sunset, sunset. Sunrise, sunrise.
Oh my God, bro. The time of day. Man,
And Minnesota is -6, yo. You can't pay
hell,
me to get over there, bro.
I do
Like,
not miss.
there's no fucking way.
I do not miss that shit. What the fuck?
There's not enough money in the world for somebody to tell me, yo, move to Minnesota for a year. There's not enough money in the world.
And then there be dudes on campus running around and stuff, bro. Negatives. I mean, I can't really talk because I ran before when it was -degrees outside. Bro, that
No
stuff is.
shot to yours, but yours sound faint. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the settings on my OBS.
You're just
Um,
gay.
okay. Yeah, I think it's just the settings on my OBS. I just don't know what to I don't know what to change. I don't know. There's something that happened in my settings that ever since that happened, it's it's been kind of ass, but it is what it is. What's STP for US 30? Anywhere. 474 minus 33%. It's 317. 317, and we've already done 228. Alright. We still got a little bit of juice left on US 30. GCAT, I'm
It's a,
not gonna mess with this. We'll turn this off.
it ain't got no gas in it.
Ain't got no gas in it. Yo, maybe that's why my car don't fucking work. Yo, did I check the gas?
I was telling you, man, it
Shit's
ain't got no
probably on
gas.
E, bro.
Shit ain't got no gas in it, man.
Damn, bro.
Fuck, I'm finna be tired, man.
Yo, wake up, bro. You're tired because you're still in bed.
You know, I said that I'm about to be tired because I go get my hair done today because we're going to New York, man, in like 2 days,
You're gonna go get Purdy.
something like that.
Yo, why didn't you buy me my ticket to go to New York?
I'm broke.
Nah, you're just fake, bro. You rich.
Hell, I'm rich in spirit, man. I'm rich in spirit, man.
Rich in mind and spirit. Word to Kendrick Lamar.
Waiting for reality to catch up with me, man.
Fuck.
She need to hurry up. Nah,
So in this scenario, what time would you get into a trade after news? 9:30? Yeah, so in this case, again, since it's pretty much just US 30 and gold that we're looking at, um, if we get an opportunity now that we had news at 8:30, right? We already know that the 9:30 open is just gonna continue the trend. So now is when I'll be looking at US 30 again, specifically for US 30, right? This is where now I'll be more comfortable taking a trade before the 9:30 open. because we already know that at the 9:30 open, the volume that you would usually get at the 9:30 open, right? We got it at 8:30 because of the news. So now we just have an understanding that okay, 9:30, yeah, price is gonna move, but price is gonna move towards the direction of the trend that we currently have. Is no longer just gonna be random volume like how we had in the last couple days where it'll be one candle going both ways hitting everybody's stop losses. So now this is the time on US 30 where after the 8:30 news, right, for the next hour, I'll be looking for a position. I'll be looking for something to happen. I'll wait for one of my entries to be made to then start looking to take a trade. Right, going back to what we previously have, which again, 3 days of rise. I'm not expecting today to give us another day of rise. I'm expecting price to either just consolidate for the day or I'm expecting price to go down. Right, again, the only thing that's messing with that rule is the fact that we have gaps in the market and those gaps reset the trend. So technically speaking, could price continue this push to the top side? Absolutely. But again, before we even consider taking trades going short, what do we need to see? Right? This doesn't mean, oh, I'm looking for short, so I'm getting in now. No. Well, what are we still doing? We're still making higher highs and higher lows. Right? Price is still on an uptrend. All the EMAs are still on an uptrend. The only thing saving this that's still giving me a little bit of confirmation that price is going to go down is the fact that that 8:30 news opened with a gap. So if price, if price decides to give us, let's say for the next hour, price decides to do something like this and it gives us a higher high, higher low, and then it goes down, right? And then it goes up again and gives us another higher high, higher low, and then price decides to start giving us a change of character, break of structure, this is where I'll start looking to take the trade again, right? To go back down, and my target will just be the gap for the day, right? Or if price gives us an engulfing candle on the 5-minute or the 1-minute time frame, right? I'll take an engulfing candle trade to go back down to fill the gap up, and I'll take my profit at the fill of the gap. If I don't have an entry before 9:30, then I'll wait for the 9:30 open. And then at the 9:30 open, we'll just have to wait and see what exactly it is that price wants to do. Then for gold, again, very similar, right? Gold usually at 9:30 has a lot of volume, right? And right now we can see that that 8:30 candle just it allowed price to just continue the trend that we're in. And again, same thing as US 30. Yes, we have gaps in the market. Yes, we had 3 days of rise. So today, on a regular day, if we didn't have gaps, because again, gaps in the market reset the trend, today we would have been expecting price to either just move sideways or go down. But again, we're still trading between higher high, higher lows, right? We have gaps in the market, resets the trend. So technically speaking, could price continue this push to the top side? Absolutely, right? But right now, that's not what I'm looking at. We know that on gold, we're trading at a higher high. We're at the highest point in the market, right? We made new daily highs. We made new 4-hour highs. We made new 30-minute highs. On the internal time frame, it gave us an internal shoulder head shoulder. So there was a whole bunch of traders here who were trapped in these trades thinking that price was going to continue that push to the downside. So right now, realistically speaking, the only pair I have left that looks decent to trade and still has enough juice left to trade is US 30. And again, I'll be waiting either for a 5-minute or a 1-minute time frame confirmation to continue to look for trades before the 9:30 open, or we'll just have to wait for that 9:30 open to hit to then start looking for trades again. cold, bro. I gotta put a hoodie on. I put on for my city. I put on for my. I put on for my city.
Oh,
I put
what's
on for
in
my.
Young Jeezy, man?
The what?
What do you know about that Young Jeezy,
What
man?
do you know? You 20, bro. You know you really don't know about him.
My mama, bro, that's all she played, bro. I put on East Side, South Side,
West Side.
put on.
No problem, Albert. No problem. I got a Stitch hoodie for Christmas. Yo, this shit mad comfortable.
Teach.
Look at that little guy.
Oh, wait, hold on. What you telling you? Oh, I see. Oh, and it's pink.
It's not pink.
Is that pink or white?
What?
Am I colorblind? No, not Stitch. I'm talking about like the base of the hoodie. Base of the hoodie white, right?
Oh, it's like cream. Yeah.
Cream, creamy.
All right.
Yeah, I don't. I be around my brother too much, bro.
Oh, I could tell.
Nah, that was just an instinct thing. Not really
Is
instinct thing, but
is lingo caught on to you, bro? You're fucked.
nah. Nah, I just sharded.
Now in a few days now, you're gonna be biting your pillow sheets and shit.
Come about biting my pillow sheets. Yeah, that nigga is slow. I don't know what possessed him to do that.
He still be doing it.
Nah, he slowed down.
He don't do it every day now. He does it like twice a week.
Something like twice a week. The fact that he did that, bro, when he go older, I'm gonna clown him. Like nigga, he used to chew on blankets. I'm talking about entire blankets too at that. Like
That's what
that's
cats do.
cool, bro. Bro. Some snap. All right, I'm up. US 13. I don't know why. You know like that speed song, right? Have you heard that speed song?
The what?
Speed song.
Nah, I can't fucking understand you when you're yawning, bro.
Speed song. Speed song.
Speed song?
I show speed.
Nah, I don't be
His
watching
song.
shit like that.
Nah, but he got like a song.
Nah, I don't know.
It's like bust that ass, huh? Bust that ass, huh?
Nah, yo, that's why the fucking kids are biting pillows. Yeah, I get it now. Holy shit.
That fucking song just came to mind, bro. But
Um,
yeah,
it's warm all year round, except heavy rains in the middle of the year, and you guys are feeling cold. Yeah, no, I mean we get every weather here pretty much. Especially like yeah, there's like every I want to say every state gets pretty much like different weather year around. Or there's not like one state that there's not one state that only gets cold or only gets rain. I mean, like there's obviously states that get more rain in different seasons and more cold weather and like snow, for example. Like we don't get snow in Florida, but we get cold weather. You know, if you're in North Florida, you'll get down to like mid 20s, high 20s degrees into the 30 degrees. Central Florida gets low 30s, mid 30s, low 40s, and then South Florida gets 40s sometimes, 45. But the weather in South Florida is a little bit more humid, a little bit more rain. So even when it is cold, it doesn't feel that bad. But we got everything here. We got fucking beautiful skies some days, and then like the last couple 2 3 days it's been raining at night, and we'll wake up and it'll just be cloudy outside, so then it's humid. Like right now it says it's 65 degrees outside, but it's 90% humidity. So it doesn't even feel like it's 65. It feels like it's 70, in the high 70s into the 80s. But then you got states like Minnesota, where obviously in the winter, still in January, fucking negative 13 degrees. Like, yo, who lives over there? Booba. Crazy ass people.
Hibernators, bro.
Crazy ass people be living over there.
How they man?
I don't get it. And then you got, people who live in the West Coast, right? California, shit like that, that they just got beautiful weather all fucking year. No rain. Maybe it'll rain twice a year. It's just blue skies, no fucking clouds. It looks like a movie set. Damn, 30? You just gonna fucking melt? You're not gonna give me an opportunity, bruh? That ass?
Let me see.
Come on, man. Buy
Bruh.
where it's safer in Minnesota. Well, not right now. Uh, Minnesota's definitely not safe right now. These last like 4 months, there's been riots and people running people over and people shooting at each other. It's really not really that safe in Minnesota, man. It's like last week there was, the ICE, the people who fucking take out illegal people and shit. They just be taking everybody out. So one of them shot somebody who lived over there. Few people have died already from that. Running people over with their cars, people looting. Yo, where'd that George Floyd shit happen? Wasn't it in Minnesota too? Or am I tripping?
Um, no, you're not tripping, but he did have some ties to Minnesota. I don't know what exactly though,
I remember
but he
Minnesota
did
being
have
brought
some
up.
ties. Yeah, maybe he grew up there some, cause I think that it happened in Georgia or something. I don't know.
Fucking George Floyd, man. Can't breathe.
Hey yo,
Let's see. Hey, it did happen in. It happened in Minnesota. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, I know that shit happened in Minnesota. 2020. That shit was 6 years ago.
yeah,
Damn. Just stay safe, guys. Yeah, nah. There's no, realistically speaking, at this point, there's really no state that's safe. You got the states that ain't nobody ever heard of. North Dakota, South Dakota. There's just a whole bunch of racist people over there, though. Um, you got the bigger states and the bigger cities. New York, Georgia, anywhere in Florida, California. It's not safe in these states either. Depends the city that you're in as well. Like it just all depends. It's just like any other country, any other state, any other city worldwide. It depends what area you're in. But again, even that doesn't help you because of literally what happened to me on the 31st. It don't matter where you live. It doesn't matter how secure you think your house is. It doesn't matter if you live in a gated community or not. Bad people are gonna be around you no matter what. So at the end of the day, you just gotta live. You gotta live with your eyes behind your back at all times. Like when you're driving here in Florida, specifically Miami, right? You don't wanna you don't wanna be aggressive if you're driving, right? You don't wanna use your horn. You don't wanna be driving aggressively because you just never know. You'll piss somebody off and they'll just start shooting at you, or they'll cut you off and they try to, they'll hit you, bro. This shit's crazy. But that's again, every state is almost similar to that already at this point. What's good, Adrian? Good morning. Come to Mexico. It's safer over here. Yeah. Nah, shit's crazy. But again, realistically speaking, it doesn't matter where you live in the world. You're gonna have cities that are better than others. That's just how it is now at this point.
that's just the way it
My brother's
is.
a U.S. citizen, lives in Chicago. I don't know about that. Yeah. Nah, I mean, again, Chicago depends where you live, right? In Chicago, it depends in the city. It depends where you're at. There's beautiful and really safe cities in Chicago, especially in the suburbs. But you already know if you go into downtown, like same thing with Orlando, right? If you go into downtown Chicago, it's the same shit as if you be going to downtown Orlando now. You just never know. Shit could pop off at any moment. That's why at least the times that I've been to Chicago, every time I'm in downtown, that shit's empty. Same thing as Orlando. Every time I'm in downtown in Orlando, it's empty because people already know it's not a place where you would just want to be walking around. Beautiful, it's nice. It's just you never know.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, bro. If I was president, man, all those delinquents would be out of the streets. All of them. Like I'd fucking shoot out all of them. Make me president, bro. I'll be on the front in the front. I'll be front line shooting at motherfuckers if I was president. Man. Yo, you guys want to carry guns illegally? Yo, facts. Me too. I'm gonna go see y'all in 20 minutes. I'll take that presidential flight straight to every city, bro. You say, yeah, he's rich. Hewlett Packard High manager. He's in a pretty zone. Where's that at, Kendall?
I'm trying to count what window it is.
Whoa, window. What are you talking about?
Maybe it's just a vision, man.
What?
I was thinking about something, bro.
Yo, you're faded. This guy's talking about windows. Hello?
Yo, I gotta see it. Bro.
But I read more shootings there than here. Yeah, no, brother, there's shootings here in the States. There's shootings here, fucking damn near every single day.
That's monkeys fighting monkeys, man.
And it's shootings, the news is gonna pick up obviously the states and the cities that get the most traction. So like you always hear shootings in Chicago, you always hear shootings in Georgia, you always hear about shootings in South Miami. But again, realistically speaking, there's shootings everywhere, every single day. It don't matter, again, it doesn't matter what state you live in, there's at least one shooting a day. On some crazy shit. And if it's not people shooting, it's people fucking driving over you with their cars. Or people getting out of their cars in the middle of the highway and start fist fighting like they're in a fucking WWE match. It's crazy, dude. It's actually fucking stupid. If I was president, man, I would save the United States if I was president. Man.
How so?
Oh, bro. Number one, you better be ready to get that driver's license, yo. And if you fuck up, that's it. You ain't never getting a driver's license again. That's the number one thing.
So if you pass, I mean, if you fail the test once, you can't take it again.
Nah. You're gonna be reevaluated every 15 years. And then
Every
once you reach 55 years old, 60 years old, you gotta take that shit annually. Shit with the
yeah.
guns, yo. That's another thing. Get that shit off the streets, man. That's the easiest shit. That's the easiest and the hardest thing to do. But that's what they're doing now with the border control, which is again a good and a bad thing. Because again, at the end of the day, could you really take the guns off the streets? No. There's always gonna be ways to get one, but you gotta control that shit. There's a whole bunch of shit I would do. Perhaps you move to El Salvador. I can't, bro. I'm white with blonde hair. I'd get kidnapped over there. And now where I could go is Dominican Republic, Las Terrenas. I could fucking live over there all day, every day. But again, realistically speaking, there's good cities everywhere in every state and every country. It's just, again, it's different when, even where I live in Orlando now. Like it's a culture shock when you're used to, for example, here in Miami, I leave my house and in 2 minutes there's a whole other city, right? There's gas stations, places to eat. Where I live in Orlando, it's a 20-minute drive, right? And you don't have everything that you have here. So it's the same thing. Like if I go to another city in another country, right? We'll use DR, right? Las Terrenas, that city. We'll use that as an example. Ain't shit there to do. There's nothing there to do but eat and go to the beach. Not only do I not really like eating, I also don't really like the beach. Ain't shit to do over there, right? You go to clubs, you go drink. I don't go to clubs. I don't really drink. I don't That's not my thing. So it's like you go to different countries and shit, and that's really the biggest thing. Is like, "Oh, let's go drink. Let's go to the clubs." Like I don't really like doing that. It's not my forte. Um
Okay, man.
I'm a surgeon. I've done surgery of more than 300 gunshot patients. That is surely stressful. Maybe that's why I'm looking at trading too. Facts. I love Orlando. You know, Orlando is beautiful. I miss it, bro. I want to go back home already. I need my fucking car situation to get figured out already. I need to go back home already, man. And the vibes too, man, is just different. Like, you know, I always compare Miami, especially to the people who travel from like New York and come down here. It's the same thing as New York. It's super fast paced. Everybody is super aggressive. Traffic is fucking stupid as hell all day. There's not a time like unless you're leaving your house at 3 4 in the morning, there's no traffic. But if you leave at 5:30, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., you better not go into work at 9:30, leaving your house at 9. It'll take you 30 minutes just to get out of your house and go across the street. It's crazy. Um, Orlando's getting like that now though, because everybody, you know, for the last 6 years, since pretty much since COVID, everybody from up north has been migrating down here to Florida. Right? People from Jersey, Pennsylvania, people from New York, right? All those people are coming down to Florida. They first started going to Miami. Miami is exploding right now. Like there's I'm surprised that people are still allowed to move down here, right? So because of that, people are now saying, "Oh, well, now we're going to move to Orlando." So now everybody that still wants to move to Florida, they're moving to Orlando now. And it's crazy like when I first lived in Orlando in 2020, 2021, it's completely different than what it is now. Completely different. It's like new constructions, things that used to just be forest and trees, they've cut all that down to build new apartments and new homes and like office buildings. So Orlando is growing, and there's a lot of people who are moving to Orlando now. So it just kind of sucks, man. Like people just gotta stay where they're at. You were born in New York, fucking stay over there, man. Don't come down here. And not only that, they don't know how to goddamn drive. And then they come down here and they drive the same way, and then wonder why there's so many accidents on the road too. That's another thing. If you come to the States and you migrate to the States from another country, it's gonna sound bad, but it don't matter because it's facts. Like, yo, if you live in DR and you come to Miami and you come here to live and you migrated and you brought your family over here, you came from Jamaica or you came from fucking anywhere who places who don't know how to fucking drive, you shouldn't be allowed to drive here. Like, these motherfuckers got red lights over there, they don't even respect it. So then they come here to the States and they drive the same way and then wonder why they get into so many car accidents. Like, those are the first people that will never get a license. Start walking. You got Chevrolet legs. Take the bus. Call it Uber. You shouldn't be driving. So, yo, I would revoke everybody's license here in Miami. Oh, man. You got no fucking clue. It's like here in Mexico. I live in Guadalajara, one of the biggest cities here. But now it's getting so crowded. It wasn't like this before. Yeah. Nah, and there's a lot of people from the States who are moving down to that city. So that's another thing. The tourism, you know, as everybody says Mexico is beautiful, and it is beautiful, and it is, you know, beautiful, beautiful country to move into, right? And then specifically when you look at different cities, right? There's a whole bunch of Americans who, you know, especially the ones who work online, whatever their work is, right? Whoever does remote work, like, oh, we'd rather just move to this city in Mexico, right? Instead of going on a cruise or like, you know, they'll spend what rent in the city a 1-1 maybe anywhere between 700 USD to 1200, right? Way cheaper than living here in the States, and you're getting paid American dollars over there because you're working remotely. That's what a lot of people do. I think your roads are good. Our roads are good, Albert. I'm not gonna lie to you. Our roads are amazing, and that's something that a lot of people who come here and, you know, for whether they're vacationing or whatever from other countries, they'll say, "Yo, your roads are amazing compared to what we have back home," and it is true. So it's like, you know, it's another thing where it's like, yo, our roads are so good. For you to get into a car accident here in the States, It's because you don't know how to drive. It's either because you don't know how to drive or because you just weren't paying attention. You were on your phone, you're bullshitting. You're not paying attention to the road. In order for you to get into a car accident here in the States, it's cuz you don't know what you're doing. You weren't paying attention. The roads could be better cuz the amount of money that we pay in taxes, there shouldn't be any potholes. Our roads should be pristine. And our roads are good, but they're not pristine how they should be. That's a fact. Near Puerto Vallarta, so you get an idea where I live. Oh yeah, you're close. It's a beautiful, beautiful city over there for sure. But I know that shit is filled with tourists. I wish Price would have given us a change or something on the 1 minute. It's all good. Still got that gap. We're still trading between higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. All the EMAs are still uptrending. Right, 50 cross above the 200. We got the bounce off the 50. So just got to be patient. We'll wait for the 9:30 open before we make a decision on what we want to do with US 30. And then gold, I'm assuming, would still be pushing up to the top side. Yeah, we'll be patient with these pairs for the next couple minutes.
Gotta go see how the shirt look, man.
Yo, you still haven't gone to get it?
No, I'm not with my mom. I'm not with her, so.
Yeah, bro. Tell your brother to put it on.
Uh-uh.
Put on for my city, I put on for my.
That's that song.
Over here, we watch out for potholes every 10 seconds, especially at night. Yeah, see, like, it's not that bad here. But again, it depends the roads that you're taking and where you're at, what city you're in. All of that matters here. Like the main roads, right? Like the major highways, I-75, I-95, um, 826, um, in Orlando, the I-4. Those roads are always going to be pretty much pristine roads, right? Because those are state and city roads. They're funded by the tolls, right? The tolls that we have to take when we're on those roads. So those are always going to be pristine. But when you're driving in the city, right? Depends what city you're in, right? Whether you're in Florida, in Miami, right? Like whether you're in Miami Lakes or whether you're in Hialeah or Opelika, or if you're in the Broward area, Fort Lauderdale area. Inside of the cities, that's really where the potholes are going to be, right? The rich neighborhoods, again, roads are going to be super clean, brand new every single time. But you go into another city and it's like, you better watch out for those potholes, man. Tire's gonna pop, suspension's gonna get loose. But again, you start to wonder, well, we pay taxes and our taxes are supposed to go towards the roads that we're driving in. But then we also, in order for us to drive on these roads, we have to pay for the tolls? Huh. See what I'm saying? Like, they rob you over here. So not only was my money spent to build these roads, but then when you build these roads, you also make a toll. So not only am I paying for these roads to be built from my taxes, but I'm also paying tolls. Huh. If Americans really cared, bro, we stop all paying taxes, bro. Just take 1 year where nobody pays taxes. Watch how quick they'll fold. Watch how fucking quick the American system would fold. I put on for Kendall, I put on for my. I put on for Kendall, I put on for my. Put on. So your rent is over 1K? Yeah. Albert, I'll give you the number. Um, I'll give you the Miami prices. So here at my parents' house, it's not even a house, it's an apartment, but it's a brand new, brand new community, probably no more than 5 years. Gated community, right? We have our own pools, everything. So it's a nice community. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's a small apartment, nothing crazy. 3,500. That's just rent. We're not speaking about electric bill, which is another 200, 250. Water bill, which is another 150, 200. So let's say it's about 3,000, fucking probably 4,000 in total for the rent here in Miami. The cheapest you'll find, like let's say you want to get a 1 bed, 1 bath, just something simple. The cheapest you'll find, and again, depends on the city. If you want to live in the boondocks, yeah, you'll probably find something for 1,200, right? Minimum. If you want to live somewhere where you got rats and roaches running around, um, but if you want to live in good cities, a 1-1, the cheapest you'll find maybe 1,500, 1,700, 2,000. Again, that's obviously Miami prices.
Man, my apartment was 750, man.
Your apartment was what?
Yeah,
750?
yeah,
Yes.
that's all it was.
If you lived in the middle of nowhere, that was in fucking the middle of Wyoming.
I, yeah, I know,
Fuck. That's what I'm saying. Like,
man.
yo, if you want to live in the States, go find a state that's in the middle of nowhere that nobody is at. That's where you're gonna find good rent.
But still, then it's like, bro, you don't got no grocery stores, no
That's
food,
what
no
I'm saying.
nothing.
That's the shit that it is over there in Orlando. Ain't shit around.
Eight eighteen.
We got 10 minutes for the 9:30 open. Jesus Christ. Okay, now I feel broke. Nah, I mean you shouldn't. Honestly, like again, it's the price is like that here because what we get paid is it's. I can't even say that, yo, because again, if you really look at how people live here in Miami, I'll give you an example. Um, when I was helping my parents find this new apartment, when we were in the last place that we were at, everywhere we went to, it's like the way people live here in Miami. I'll give you an example, right? A family of 8 people, right? Because you got to think of the people who live here in Miami as well. For the most part, it's migrants, it's immigrants, right? People who come from other countries, right? It's people coming from Cuba or people coming from Colombia or Venezuela, or you got people who come from the Dominican Republic or anywhere in the Caribbean, right? Those are a whole bunch of people who are coming from other places in the world. Now, with that being said, right, you'll have the first generation of people who come in, right? So just to give you an example, you'll have your parents, right, mom and dad. Mom and dad probably have 2 to 3 kids, right? So that's already 5 people living in one house, right, or one apartment. Then you have the grandparents, right? Maybe it's just your grandma, maybe it's just your grandpa, or maybe it's both of them. In a house, minimum you will have living with you is about let's say from minimum you'll have 4 people living with you all the way till 7 to 8 people living with you. Everybody's working and everybody's paying rent. Now you're thinking, well, holy shit, you got 8 people, you probably live in a mansion. No, they'll get a 3 bedroom apartment, and what they do is they'll put dividers in every single room, so it looks like there's more space, or it looks like there's more rooms, but it's not. They're just putting up, dry wall in the middle of the room to divide the room. Or they'll upgrade and they'll update the bathrooms, so instead of having one sink, there was one apartment that we walked into that had 4 sinks in one bathroom, right? So everybody could get ready when they need to. Everybody could, so it's, and everybody's splitting rent, because realistically speaking, if you live on your own and you only work one job, there's a 99% chance that you're working paycheck to paycheck, right? Because we're only talking about rent. Let's talk about food, right? In other countries, a plate of just simple rice, beans, and protein, probably $6, 5, 6, $7 at most. Here in the States, rice, beans, and whatever your choice of protein is, 15, $20. You go to the grocery store, right? If you buy grocery for the month, you're spending 250 to $300 on buying groceries for the month. So it's very expensive to live here. It's very expensive. And again, the prices and how people, you go on Instagram and you go on social media, the way people paint living in the United States, again, specifically when you look at videos from people who live in New York, Georgia, Florida, Texas, California, right? It looks like they're living lavish, and it's not the case. It's not the case. Let's change the topic. 1K will take care of everything here. Yeah. And that's what I was saying earlier to Adrian. Like, that's the biggest reason why a lot of people who live in the States, especially people who have remote jobs, that's the reason why they move to another country. Because, a $2,000, a monthly wage of $2,000, let's say that's like what you're making here, right? $2,000 in another country, you're living like a king. You're paying $600, $700 for rent, right? In most of these countries, you don't really need transportation. If you have transportation, you have a bike or a scooter, or you have somebody riding you around for $5. Right? You don't have that here, right? Well, Uber here in the States depends. Let's give a random and a regular usage. Like, if you want to go from where I'm at to downtown, which is where a lot of people work at, it's a $30, $40 trip, right? And that's to go and to come back. So in a day, you're spending $100 on Uber rides, right? If you're using your car, you have to pay for the tolls, you have to pay for your gas, right? Fill up your tank here. It's, the gas has been going down a little bit, but right now it's at 273 bucks a gallon.
Yeah.
So it's not bad, but it's very like the living here in the States is very, very expensive. Very expensive. And that's why you talk to a lot of people who live here, realistically speaking, nobody really has one job. You know? They'll have 2, 3 jobs, and that's the way people get by living here. It's crazy. It's very expensive. Yeah, I pay 50 plus USD Uber in Chicago. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Here Uber max is 10 USD. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's everybody who lives outside of the US, obviously propaganda and the news wants you to believe that, oh, living in the United States is the American dream, but it's not. It's the American dream for the politics and the people in government, because they're the ones making money off of you. Because after your paycheck, they cut your taxes after your paycheck. At the end of the year, you have to pay taxes, right? Like, of course, America wants to paint you an American dream for the people who live in another country. They want you to come here so you could slave away and make them more money. That's just how it is, right? And it's like, and I always use this example, but it's like when I went to DR for the first time, or when I went, give me 1 second. or when I went to Las Terrenas for the first time in DR, you know, all these people were talking about like, damn, bro, I want to move to the States, and I was looking at them crazy. I'm like, yo, you guys work in a week. You guys work maybe 4 times a week. And it's like, yo, I get it. You guys live a very, you know, it's gonna sound bad. I'm just gonna say it, bro. You live in a very poverty lifestyle, meaning, you know, some of these people didn't even have bathrooms in their house. They were shitting in a bucket. Some of these guys don't have running water. Some of these guys have homes with, you know, the metal sheds on their as their roofs. And it's like, I get it, right? You would want to go live in the States and go do something, and it's the idea that a lot of people in other countries, especially now, like if you live in a country where you have electricity, you have internet, right? Like, yeah, these people are living like this, but they're walking around with Jordans on. They're walking around with iPhones, right? So it's like you have opportunity where you're at. The problem is that you've been tied down, and you put yourself, and it's not your fault. It's the government's fault, the people around you. You put yourself in a box to believe that you don't have the same opportunity as people somewhere else in another country, which is not the case. Because again, all you need to have a bigger opportunity and a bigger chance to do something that you want to do is internet access, and that's it. You have a phone, you have Google, you have any questions, you could ask your phone. You have any business ideas, you could do it. Again, you have the internet. You have access to 7 billion plus people by just being able to access your phone. But because you've been brought up in a country where they want to make you believe that you don't have an opportunity, you put yourself in this box. And now that's the reason why you think like, oh, if I only move to the United States, that's when I'll be rich. It's like, no, brother. In the United States, you better be ready to fucking work more than what you're working here. That's a fact. Like people believe that just because you live in the States, you have a better opportunity. Like, no, we can't even go to school without thinking that we're gonna get shot at. Just think about that. My last 2 years of high school, that was my train of thought every day going to school. I was like, yo, is my school gonna get shot next? Because it was schools next door, it was schools a couple cities away. You just never know. You don't have that shit happening in other countries like that. Yeah, you have shit that goes on, but when it comes to small things like that, it's crazy. 9:28, we got 2 minutes for 1 minute for the 9:30 open. Again, guys, any questions, let me know. Any specific pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, we're pretty much just going to wait for the 9:30 open to hit. Once we see how these candles print, we'll see if we can get an opportunity to trade. If not, that'll be it for today, and we'll be back tonight for the isolation session. I'll try to be home by 7 p.m. Gonna go figure some stuff out today. And then regardless of the time that I'll get home, I'll still turn the stream on. And you know, we'll do what we gotta do at that point. On the 5 minute time frame, we have a small engulfing candle, but that red candle does not have a bottom wick, so it's not a valid engulfing candle. And then on the 1 minute time frame, we have this engulfing candle here that just printed, but it's not a good looking engulfing candle. We have the candle opened up with a big gap, filled the gap, then this red candle opened with a gap. So we technically want to see price. Oh, there you go. 9:30 opened, filled this gap up right away. Right, so we'll see what price does here. Let me see. I gotta give me 1 second, guys. I have to can't open up this on the. Just want to see something. Let's see something. Signed into the account. Yeah, the spreads are fucking crazy on here, man.
The spreads are crazy on what pair?
On US 30.
I'll probably give a 5-minute golfing candle, but that candle doesn't have a bottom wick. I'll get about 30. Exhaustion candles to the front.
STP on this shit already?
Uh-huh.
474, 474 minus 33%. It's 317.
That can't. Well, you said that candle has a bottom wick? No, I don't see a fucking bottom wick.
No, not on the 5-minute. On the 1-minute.
Uh,
That candle that opened up with a crazy gap.
what you talking
Moving
about?
candle.
Ooh, that's ugly.
The one that printed at 929 right before the 930.
Uh,
930 candle went up, filled the gap up, tapped into the engulfing, and then went straight down. Filled the gap up on the 1-minute as well already. Right, this is where we take perfect. 1 second, guys. I'm telling you, I haven't heard of a school shooting here. That is crazy. Yeah, but I'm telling you, this shit is it's wild down here in the states. Like, people want to
man,
make it seem like it's all sunshine and rainbows, but realistically speaking, it's not. It's not. It's not like that at all. Not like that at all.
you see what gold did. Gold did nothing. Gold just chopped the whole day. Shit went back up. STP still hasn't been hit though, but still.
Trying to see what 30 wants to do today, man. Fuck.
You said that you're trying to see what 30 wants to do today.
Mhm.
This shit ugly, man. 30, it just been flying. Like it really hasn't been moving how it normally moves. Well, like the 8:30 open, you will get a little bit of structure. Like the 1 minute candles, the size of the 5 minute candles, bro. Like yo, did you didn't take that 1 minute engulfing candle, right?
I did.
Ah, that shit ugly. Bro, but like, how does it look on your screen though? Cause mine don't even. I'm finna send you that shit. Look at that shit, man. Cause that's the only one that you're talking about, right? Yeah, it has to be.
I DM'd it to you on Discord.
Oh, oh yeah, nah. See, that's crazy.
So I have my
Check your
first.
phone when you get the chance.
I got you. I waited for that first candle to fill the gap up. I got in on the second retest. And then my first TP is just a gap at the bottom. It was a little 1 to 4.
Oh, okay.
And then my second TP is at STP. So that'll be
SCP.
a 1 to 9, 1 to 10.
Yeah. Nice little 4 minute trade. Nothing too crazy.
First TP is hit. I'm a babysit it now. We'll see what happens. Let's see if we can get a little bit more volume into STP for the day. First trade of the year, 1 to 10. Not bad. Not bad. And just like that, gap filled. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. For me, it gave me two white candles. That first red candle that you have isn't even there.
Are you looking at your chart on
I mean,
TradingView though, or no? Because on Trade
yeah,
Locker, you're on the same server.
yeah.
That's
Same
crazy.
server, that thing.
So on Trade Locker is different. Trade Locker is not even an engulfing candle or nothing.
You have two green candles. I got a two have a red candle, and then that second candle was just yeah. Hey, check me out, man. Yeah, I wonder why is that though. That's kind of gay. US 30, US 30, US 30, man.
I can't see it as a valid engulfing candle. I can't see that as a valid engulfing. We'll pull it up now. Hold on. All right. So again, keep in mind, once again, this is US 30 that we're talking about. Right. So I treat US 30 just a little bit differently than the other charts. Right. So technically speaking, is this a valid engulfing candle based on how it printed? No. Why? Because number one, you had gaps that opened up each candlestick, right? So you had a gap after the first green candle and you had a gap at the open of the red candle, right? However, understanding the behavior of US 30 is very, very important, which is again why I always say it. Before you trade US 30, this is a pair that you have to graduate to be able to pair. To be able to trade. This is a pair that you have to graduate to. Why did I see this as a valid engulfing candle? Because of these gaps. I'm looking at every candlestick that printed, right? Every candlestick from here to here, all of them were strong candlesticks. None of them opened up with gaps. This was all part of the structure, right? Previous to these moves, we understand that this, right, this green candle here is an imbalance in the market, right? That candle that prints at 8:30, which was that news candle, is an imbalance in the market. Outside of the fact that we know it's an imbalanced candle because of how fast it's moving, it's just one green candlestick, we also know that we had the gap at the bottom of the market. On top of the fact that we know that we have that gap at the bottom of the market, we also know, previous to this engulfing candle, where are we? We're at the daily highs, we're at the 4-hour highs, and we're at the 30-minute highs. Where price has tapped into these highs one time, two times. On the second time, it gave us that exhaustion candle, right? And the third time, which was that 8:30 candle, it gave us another exhaustion candle and another inducement towards the highs. So we already know, this is already our crystal clean confirmation that price is going to continue these downtrend pushes to the bottom side today. Right? Again, could we use the fact that we already had 3 days of rise, and after 3 days of rise, the market's going to move sideways or go down? We could use that. But again, that ideology is low impact, low probability, because we have gaps in the market in the beginning of the sessions, which we understand reset the trend, right? But previous to all of that, with everything else, putting everything else onto the plate, the fact that we've already induced these highs multiple times, the fact that we have exhaustion candles, the fact that that move happened at 8:30, price gave us a gap at the bottom of the market, we already have the confirmations that we needed to have to know that this is going to be an area to start looking for the trade. Now, notice how I didn't get into the trade right away. I waited for that second green candle to have given me the retest. Because could have price gone up a little bit higher just to hit those stop losses and then go down?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I waited for this candle to print to give me the retest, and this is where I got in. Straight into profit.
Straight to
Straight to
TP.
TP.
Yeah. And then like even if you're going like on the 30-minute, bro, like that's what's been helping me a lot lately. So just being on the 30-minute, like not really getting too caught up inside the internal noise, even if you having a bit of trouble seeing it. And yeah, I mean, sure, we got a huge exhaustion. That 8:30 candle on your time, huge exhaustion candle. All right, cool. Now drop back down to the smaller time frame. It's just nigga, if you saw that, like if you saw the candle, bro, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like I ain't even have the two green candles.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah,
If we're on the same server, that's actually kind of insane that it doesn't look the
yeah.
same.
Um, what? Let me see. It's Capital Com.
Capital Com,
Yeah,
yeah.
Capital Com. Yeah, Capital Com. But it's probably because the server that you connect to TradingView on is
I don't have a server connected to TradingView. This is
I'm
just
saying like
TradingView.
not that. I'm saying like you connect from the East Coast, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's probably
You connect
why,
to
but that shouldn't matter to be honest with you.
bro. I don't see what other reason. Like I ain't gonna lie, 'cause that shit's stupid. But TP hit, man. That's it. 1 to 10, first trade.
Yeah, yours printed as a
A
you have your
blob.
red candles as a green candle. See, you had a green, no, you had a red, green, red candle.
Yeah, that shit was stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
But no, I wasn't even really paying people study much attention, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still waiting to I feel confident enough to graduate. Say I still got some more work to do, man.
It's all good. You see how patient I am with US 30 is. It's not a pair that I'm trading every
Every
single
single
day.
day.
I'm looking at it every single day,
Of course.
but I'm not trading it every single day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It gave another engulfing. Yeah, it gave the that other engulfing right before the TP was hit.
Yeah,
It could have
man.
scaled down a
That
little
one.
bit, but it's really not worth it because if you look at, your stop loss compared to where the TP's at, it wouldn't have even been a 1-to-1.
All right. Just would have been extra few bucks. But yeah, that's it. Trading day complete.
Trading been complete, man. It was only possible because you showed up to the Discord, man.
Man, it's just a vibe, bro. It's just a vibe, man. Gold. I think gold is hit SCP. Oh, it's about to, yeah. What the fuck did gold even do? Oh, we got that gap at the bottom still that I'm waiting for price to get some type of confirmation to go fill. We done already had 3 days of rise.
I'm eating my breakfast now.
Hey, what you got?
Empanadas.
Empanada?
Mm-hmm.
I never had those before.
Man, you're missing out.
Come on, man, you're missing out.
Go to a bakery and go get one.
I gotta take some money out of my fucking account.
You could get a all cheese one, or you could get
All
a
empanada.
cheese and spinach one. Oh my god.
Mm, you say cheese and spinach, cheesy. I'm almost said it. Almost said it. Yeah.
Adrian says delicious, yo, especially when it's homemade. Oh my god.
See, that's what I ain't gonna lie. She know how to cook. Can't wait for some home cooked meals, man. So I gotta get the apartment, bro. Hey, now when it comes to like showing apartments like proof of income, like how does that work?
Mm, it depends. Some of them would just ask for like 6 months of pay stub, or not pay stubs, but your bank statements.
Uh-huh.
So if that's the case, you'll just have to show them your bank statements for the last couple months.
Okay.
I like both savory and sweet. Nah, me too. I used to make like when I was fatter. I used to I used to put Nutella and bananas inside of the empanadas.
Nutella.
Mm.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for the stream, guys. Any questions in the chat? Let me know. If not, we'll be done for the morning, and we'll be back again tonight for the isolation session.
You didn't even do an isolation session
Last
yesterday.
night, nah, I was tired, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had my
Right.
computer on. I turned the charts on, and I'm like, dude. I updated my charts, and I was like, fuck that, bro. I'll just do it. I'll just go live tomorrow morning.
But that's it though. Shit, it's not really nothing else.
Oh, good,
I
brother.
gotta
Great
go get
trade.
my hair done today.
Thank you, Adrian.
Great,
We'll see you
great
later, my
trade,
brother.
great trade, man.
You gonna go get your hair did, bro. I can't believe it.